Silent Hill is not scary.
Jesus Christ.
Look, I'm not a huge fan of horror games. They don't really scare me, but when I see a warning that's longer than my parents' marriage, I gotta give it a try. Silent Hill F takes us out of Silent Hill for the first time. The question is, does it live up to its name? Does this game do the series justice? To truly answer this, we have to look at a couple things. First, let's talk about the atmosphere. Silent Hill is known for its eerie atmosphere. The surroundings look off in a way that instantly makes you uneasy. The monsters don't look right, you can hear the floorboard creak, and the music always fits the current situation, just like this song. Silent Hill F does this perfectly. Whenever I'm in a chase scene, the music cues in, and it really feels like it's life or death. And if you didn't know, it was the same person who produced the original soundtrack for Silent Hill. Yeah, I knew this game would be a banger. The monsters in this game were designed really well. Some of them really freaked me out. Yeah, this doesn't sit right with me. And just the setting it takes place in. I don't know, something about Japan horror is just unsettling, similar to abandoned hospitals. Just thinking about it gives you goosebumps. Other than the fear factors, this game looks beautiful. Everything looks realistic, from the spider lilies on the ground to the creatures I had to smack. It really looked like a movie. I definitely recommend you to play this game on the highest settings if you're on PC. And by the way, this is the best use of Unreal Engine 5 ever. Why, you might ask? Well, it's one of the few games on that engine that doesn't have that many issues. Some people have reported crashes and performance issues with the game. For me, it felt like the game was running fine even on the high settings. I did have a small issue with the refresh rate being capped at 60Hz. Again, not a big issue for me, just some screen tears, nothing a little VSync can't fix. But you're probably wondering, why are we capping a game at 60Hz in 2025? Well, my theory is due to the combat. If you're familiar with the Soul series, you probably have noticed that the games are all capped at 30 to 60 FPS, and that's because the animations, the enemy behavior, and the iframes are tied with the frame rate. If Silent Hill F had the option to increase the frame rate, the game wouldn't function properly. Enemies would behave incorrectly, weapons would swing faster, and the dodge window would be messed up. Overall, it would be a shit show. Now let's briefly go over the combat system in the game. Think of it like a slower paced Souls-like game. Attacking feels slower, you can counter enemies, perfect dodges help you replenish your stamina, which is very important because you have a stamina of an infant. Like, I'm not even joking, after 3 hits you run out of stamina, and once you run out of stamina, you cannot move for a couple seconds, and well, you just get pummeled by the monsters. You have a light attack and a heavy attack. Of course, heavy attacks take some time to charge up, but it definitely packs a punch. Something that should also be mentioned are the boss fights. Let me tell you something, they were good. It felt challenging, but not to the point where you want to break your controller. The bosses had an unsettling design, they had cool attack patterns, and cool gimmicks that I could get behind. These boss fights for me were memorable because they were really tied into the story, and I really can't forget them. The story behind this game is amazing. If you want something that hooks you and has you at the edge of your seat, this is the game for it. I really enjoy the story. It covers a lot of dark themes like depression, drug abuse, domestic violence, and trauma in a way that feels raw. Like, this game does not shy away from how ugly and heavy these issues are. There are multiple endings, and each time you finish an ending, more and more of the plot unfolds, and things that never made sense during your first playthrough start to make a lot more sense. This game also incorporates puzzles, which were a pain in the ass. It felt like I needed an IQ of 200 to solve some of these puzzles. I definitely needed to see a couple walkthroughs for it, I won't lie. Also, I should mention that the game does have difficulty settings, one for puzzles and the other one for combat. Now that I've talked about the positives of this game, I do have to mention the concerns I have for this. One major issue people have with this game is that it's not your traditional Silent Hill game. People don't like the idea behind a Souls-like Silent Hill game, and I don't want to be that guy, but I kind of see their point. For me, it felt like the focus of the game was more about the fighting than making me feel vulnerable or scared, which is what I usually expect from Silent Hill. That brings me to my next concern. I didn't really feel scared because I didn't feel weak. What makes Outlast and Amnesia scary for me is that I can't do anything other than run and hide. Even in the Silent Hill 2 remake, when I was shooting at the Pyramid Head and nothing was happening to him, I genuinely felt like my life was in danger. However, Silent Hill F felt like I wasn't at a disadvantage against the monsters. I felt like I could take anything on as long as I had a weapon, which I did for the whole game. Still, this game's combat system worked well for the game. It's definitely something different and something I didn't hate. It didn't ruin the game for me, I still enjoyed every bit of it. I think some people need to realize that this is a standalone Silent Hill game and things are going to be a bit different. Another issue I had was that there weren't a lot of jump scares or monsters hiding in corners trying to catch you off guard, which I was kind of disappointed in. But there are scenes in the game that had you feeling sick to your stomach. I'm talking about limbs being cut off, skin being peeled off, brain matter on the ground. I won't lie, it had me cringing. And lastly, I had an issue with the price and deluxe edition. From this image, please do not buy the deluxe edition unless you want the art book, digital soundtrack, and the pink rabbit costume. And yeah, we have cosmetics. Look, cosmetics are a cool thing to have in a game. You know, who doesn't want to customize a character? But in a horror game, I don't know, for me it felt like it ruined the immersion. It definitely felt less scary with the pink rabbit fit on. The sailor fit was whatever, I could really care less. I prefer the original with no cosmetics. And yeah, I regret buying the deluxe edition. Finally, on to the verdict. Does this game do the series justice? I have to say yes. This is a solid game that has that Silent Hill feeling to it, a good story behind it, and scenes that make you sick to your stomach. If you're a Silent Hill fan, you definitely should give this game a try, and please be open-minded about it. If you go into it thinking it will be like the Silent Hill 2 remake, you'll be disappointed and you'll pretty much miss the whole point of the game. If you're new to the series, I definitely recommend you to play the Silent Hill 2 remake first. I think that is a great introduction to the series and something you will definitely enjoy. But yeah, that's just my take on Silent Hill F. Let me know what you think in the comments. I definitely want to hear some of your thoughts and opinions on this game. And if you enjoyed the video, drop a like and subscribe. Until then, take care and I'll see you in the next one.